Hello! I'm Neil, welcome back to Real World Magic, where we make your life more magical. In today's show, I'm going to tell you where you can find fairies in your own home. Most people know that fairies are nature spirits. They're the wee folk, the other men, the little folk, the magical kind, the fae, whatever you want to call them. They have many names, but they all refer to those we loosely call fairies. Fairies come in all different shapes and sizes, and I mean that literally, from the typical Cottingham fairies that we all know and love, like these, to the much more sinister fairies of Brian Froud. You'll see both good and bad fairies if you just know where to look. So obviously we have the standard places of your garden, because fairies are nature spirits and they just love nature. So if your garden is overgrown especially, or as witches like to call it, return to nature, you could have a chance of seeing a garden spirit yourself. But even if you live in a one-bedroom apartment in a high-rise block, you could still be sharing your home with the magical little folk. The most common among the wee small men is the leprechaun, who is said to have a long ginger beard. Even the females.
Nice!
Similar to the dwarves of Tolkien in appearance, the leprechaun likes money and could easily be hiding inside your sofa, searching for those coins that fall down the sides of the cushions. Of course, your kitchen is the ideal place for the brigburn. The brigburn is a brown and blue fairy about the size of a pepper pot, so pretty small, and has the curious habit of licking up grease. It's a good fairy to have in your house because it helps to prevent fires, which is ironic considering the word burn is in the name of the brigburn. But it can lead to a somewhat unpleasant smell. It seems fairly obvious to me that many takeaway restaurants have a rather large family of brigburns living there, which is probably why certain large fast food chains smell so significantly of grease. If you want to find the brigburn yourself, you can simply leave out a small amount of oil in an egg cup, and if the volume of oil goes down overnight, you know you have a brigburn in your kitchen. Cool. Next, we have the scribble bug. Of course, it's not really a bug, but it can be mistaken for one. It looks a little bit like a shiny green beetle, so if you see one in your house, don't assume it's a pest and certainly don't kill it. It's a good omen that can bring fortune to those who care for it with an offering of sugar. The scribble bug is so named because of its likeness for artworks, and especially innocent artworks made by younger children. They like houses where children are either allowed to draw on the walls, or they just draw on the walls anyway, and the scribble bug is well known as a friend of children, and they're often thought to be friendly with the tooth fairy. Some fairy researchers have in fact actually suggested that the scribble bug itself might be the ones from whom the tooth fairy stories originate, because of their love for children and giving money to those who deserve it. If you want to find a scribble bug yourself, you need to unfocus your vision a little bit, similar to a magic eye painting, and cast around the house for flashes of green light out of the corner of your eye. If you ever look directly at a scribble bug, you will only ever see a beetle, but if you look at it either with the side of your eye or through a hagstone, you'll see a fat, round creature with 4 legs, similar to a scaly green dog about the size of a vole. So again, fairly small. Hagstones, by the way, are stones that have a naturally occurring hole in the middle of it and can often be found in rivers and streams. The last fairy I'm going to cover today is the coven mop. The coven mop is a very shiny creature that hides in dark corners. It's the thing that is responsible for the feeling of being watched when you're in the dark. It's because you are being watched. The coven mop is very curious and enjoys human company, but only if it's not observed. It spends most nights watching sleeping humans. In this way, it's gained a reputation as a bit sinister, but also as a sleep guardian, said to guard against bad dreams. It's a very large fairy, but it can also turn invisible. However, it does take a little bit of time for it to turn invisible, and so this might afford you some time to spot it. The best times are as soon as you wake up, but you will need to be very quick. Ideally the first second of your waking day, because the coven mop has very quick reflexes and can vanish in around 1 second. You'll see a shape that's quite tall and skinny, but also rather blurred. It looks like a smudge of a human figure, but more elegant and spindly. If you do see the coven mop, just say calmly something like, "Hello, you don't need to be afraid, I know you're here. you don't need to hide. You're very welcome to stay around here and relax. Then the coven mob may choose to make themselves visible again, but probably not because, as I said, they're very shy. So those are the 3 household fairies that I've chosen for today's video, and you may be lucky enough to see any of those around your house. Please let me know in the comments if you do. Let me know if this is the kind of video that you would like to see more of. There are obviously a lot more fairies that I've not even scratched the surface with, but I thought that these 3 were quite interesting. Thanks very much again for watching. If you like this video, please click the like button to tell YouTube it was a good video and more people should see it. That really helps me out a lot and it doesn't cost you a penny. Subscribe for more of this kind of stuff. If you do subscribe, make sure that you ding that bell to be notified of future uploads. That way you don't miss anything. If you want to support this channel, consider hopping over to Patreon like these wonderful people did. And they're my patrons and they help me out each month. They make my own life a little bit more magical, and it's a lot easier with their help to make content like this for you. Or you can just buy me a one-off beer at PayPal. Either way, I would love you forever. So that's it for this week's show. I'll be back on Sunday at 6 PM UK time with another Real World Magic live episode, and this week we're making ghosts, not goats. That would be weird. So tune in then, but until then, as always, stay magical. Hello! What's that noise? Hello! I'm back.
Please subscribe to Real World Magic. While you're there, click the bell button to be notified of future uploads, and have a look at all of my social stuff. Remember to donate on Patreon if you really liked it, and I'll see you again next week.